with so many changes that's happening in the garden, it is almost like feeling like spring. It's been in the 70s for the past few days that we've been working on the garden, which is awesome and beautiful because I'm off for the next 2 days. So we are outside again in the garden. One of my daughters, Hisea, is still moving soil into the raised beds. Niall is about to help me plant the fastest carrot seeds I've ever grown. I got them from Johnny's. They're called Mokum. It's an F1 hybrid. They say it's 36 days for baby carrots, 54 days for full carrots. So I'm going to give it about 60 days since we're still technically in winter time. But I know that carrots can survive winter because I planted my carrot seeds last year in November and they survived and I was harvesting them. My thought process is this is my sweet pepper bed, but since we just added soil, I don't want to have it sitting being empty. So I thought that I should plant some carrots in it because in 2 months because we're at the beginning of February today, in 2 months that will be April, the beginning of April, and my assumption is that I will be able to harvest the carrots and then turn around and plant my sweet peppers. So that is the goal for today. So carrots can be planted 16 per square foot, and so I already had Anaya seed space this 16 per square foot I think a couple days ago, and we're just now getting to plant it. Niall's gonna help me. These seeds are really, really tiny, so here you go, Niall. The holes are already there. You can start from that side. The holes are already there, so we're basically just going to drop the seeds with our garden kitty, Shadow, who's in every video. We're going to drop the seeds in each hole and hope, excuse me, and if we drop more than one, watch out, Shadow. If we drop more than one, it'll be fine. Just drop it in the hole. Okay, I have the whole bed planted. Niall dipped on me after one row. She said she was getting confused where the holes were. So I did I tried to get one, but sometimes 2 or 3 seeds dropped in each hole. I got everything planted. This was very tedious because if I did my math correctly, this is over 1,000 carrot seeds because 4 by 16, and I planted 16 per square foot. So 16 times 16 was over 1,000. I'm going to start watering it in after I water in my onions. It's been about 4 days since I planted my onions. They're all doing really good, but I still never planted my last batch of onions, so hopefully we can get to that as well. Carrot seeds can be tricky to germinate, and usually I don't have any problem germinating carrot seeds, but this past November I tried to plant carrot seeds in my raised metal beds and I didn't get them to germinate. One, because I wasn't watering, and then as good as I should have, but I had just started working outside of the home job, and we didn't get rain for about a month. So what I'm going to do for this bed, since all of my beds are full sun, is I'm going to water today and obviously tomorrow because I'm off, but I'm going to cover this bed with either shade cloth or something that I can just lay it flat to keep the moisture in here until these carrot seeds germinate.
With this specific variety being 57 days, I'm hoping that it will be just enough time to start growing and get harvested just in time for me to plant my peppers bed. So that way I will not have to mulch this bed. I hope that once I harvest all of the carrots, I can just turn around, plant my peppers, and then just use some straw to mulch in between each of the peppers.
I've actually never done this way before. I've seen other people lay like burlap and stuff like that. I just laid cardboard because it was right there at the front of the garden and watered it down, so we shall see. Like I said, I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to water it tomorrow. And I'm going to try to water it every day for about 7 days before I check on it and see if that helps with germination or anything of the sort. So my girls are eating lunch right now, but I'll show you what they're working on. So they've gotten this bed right here filled with topsoil, and they're starting to work over on this side. I just told them to do enough to cover the leaves because I do want to come in on top and add some compost and like fertilizer and worm castings and all of that. So I don't need this topsoil to be super like all the way to the top. On the other end of this, I still have those fruit trees that I need to move. If you watched my last video, I did move one fruit tree, but I still have the other two that I'm gonna move. But then I got tired, and my plastic piece, the no-dig piece that is for this bed, came in the mail yesterday. And so if I want to be able to finish laying out to connect the two aisles and add soil right here, maybe cut this landscape fabric so that because this is not really high, and so I can't have it just be, you know, one inch high, because the no dig is only about, I think, 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut the landscape fabric, add the border around the no dig bed, and obviously make it smaller because right now it's too big. But I'm going to start with moving the fruit trees and then go from there.
It's been a few days since I transplanted these trees, and they are doing well. They transplanted pretty well, and I'll be happy to see them growing in a new spot. A few of you did say to think about the roots growing when it gets bigger, but I have such a large garden space. I have no problem if these trees eventually grow up to take over that whole garden bed, because it's not like I'm lacking on garden space, and I just really would love for these fruit trees to cast some shade. One, and two, I don't plan for them to get super big. Probably not more than 6 feet. I want to keep them pruned to shorter trees, but I do look forward to just having the separation, because every bed in the front will be flower beds.
As I was digging the smaller tree, these were coming below the rootstock, I believe, and so I think these are apple trees as well, but the one that I pulled out, the main stalk, already had some new growth on it. So I think I just split this apple tree into 3. What I think I'm gonna do is go and plant these in the middle of the beds. I was gonna say the orchard, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and plant them in the middle of the beds, and then just have 3 apple trees kind of as a divider if they do grow up to be apple trees, as a divider for the flower garden versus like the veggie garden, is my thought process. So the no dig that I ordered is 1.5 inches. I'm not sure if it's the same height as the one I already have. I'm hoping it is, but if it's a little higher, it's fine. I did go ahead and get some more soil out of here and make it a little more narrow, and but it is still too high. That soil is about 4 inches above the ground, because that's basically how high the wood was when I first built it. And so once I get this no dig around it, I am going to have to level it to make it not overflow and make it even with the soil, the no dig soil. So it's only going to be a 1.5 inches of soil, so it's going to be definitely an in-ground bed. So for the middle right here, my butane burner, and I don't have a lighter right now, I'm going to need to burn a hole in that landscape fabric so that the plants can go down into the soil to grow, because if I was to just put this no dig on top and then just have an inch of soil, no plants would be able to grow. So I did order me some more gas to go in my lighter. When that comes, or if I get a lighter, I'm going to burn a hole so that these roots can have access to the in-ground soil as well. But if they don't, or for right now, I'm not going to cover that part, but I am going to lay out the landscape or the no-dig siding, if that makes sense. So now that we got all that done, the girls are hitting in the landscape fabric. I am tired, but so I'm going to flatten this out now. And we started laying the landscape fabric on the sides. We're going to need one more roll on each side, which these the nice part about these beds is this wood right here is going to lift, and I'm going to put the landscape fabric right underneath. Same thing with the other side. And then we were able to burn the middle, and so that was what was underneath, because all of my pathways were wood chip pathways in the beginning before I decided to lay landscape fabric all over them. So now this is going to be really nice composted down, and the soil is going to be able, the roots are going to be able to go down in.
This before and after looks amazing, and I'm so glad we got to do it before the garden season came, because I would have really regretted having to walk around the cross bed with like wheelbarrows and stuff like that, since we are filling all of our new raised beds. And so just being able to go straight down the line has been a very big game changer. I can't wait to look forward to what I'm going to plant down this middle row. I've been debating if I want to use it as flowers or not. You guys let me know.
It looks so good. I'm so happy with how it looks from not only the back of the garden, but then also the front of the garden. So open. I just love the way it looks. It's gonna look amazing when springtime comes. I still have some trellises to put up